I feel so happy. Recently, I traveled with you from Ha Tin to Quang Tri and didn't say a word. I believe you know my heart completely. I still have much greed, anger, and delusion. I wish for you to soon attain enlightenment to help all living beings, as well as those present here.
Yes, everything is caused by karmic conditions and retribution. Yes.
We just have the connection. We don't complain or anything else. Yes, whatever the circumstances, we accept and practice accordingly. Yes, everyone is just like our own parents.
May I ask your permission to speak up?
Only on this occasion did I have enough good karma to join this group of aunts and uncles. And as I mentioned earlier, we traveled to the places of the Buddha in India, and then moved on to Nepal, where it was our good fortune to meet you. Seeing you in person, I feel that compared to what I've seen on the internet, you look darker, yet you possess a remarkable sense of patience. Yes, I don't know what more to say. I just wish for you to have great health and to always live in peace, joy, and unwavering tranquility.
Yes, Amitabha Buddha. Yes,
My child hasn't been home for Tet in several years, so I was thinking of returning in about 4 or 5 days.
Yes.
But now that I am here, I want to stay a while longer, so should I return or stay? Please advise me.
Yes. That depends on your own wishes, as long as you have a visa and the law permits it. I don't have the authority to decide for you.
No, I just want your advice. I already have my visa.
Yes, follow the laws, and stay wherever you feel peaceful and happy without bothering anyone else.
As long as everyone is happy, you can stay wherever you like. Yes, indeed. I also respectfully wish you and the Sangha good health and complete liberation, so you can help those seeking the path to liberation, if they have the affinity. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. Yes, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Yes, so that everyone can follow the path of the Noble Eightfold Path. Yes, and no longer hear superstitious teachings. Yes, Amitabha Buddha. Loving all beings, that is my only wish. I wish you and the Sangha good health, peace, happiness, and the joy of complete liberation. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Kwans, go wherever you like.
So, for the Buddhists here, does anyone want to ask anything?
Once you have finished asking your questions, you are free to walk around and then return here.
Yes, just go as you please.
I ask for your permission.
Yes. Buddha, you were right. My wish has now become a reality. I have been wanting to speak to you for several years now. I have always felt a deep sense of admiration in my heart. In Vietnam, to have someone practicing the ascetic path like you, eating 1 meal a day and giving away all worldly possessions. You are a shining example for us to follow in many ways. Through your dedicated practice, you have spread love to so many, helping them move beyond greed, anger, and delusion. My wish today has finally come true. I have met you and bowed before you in this land, which is an immense blessing for me. Today, I would like to respectfully request to perform 3 prostrations to you. Would you kindly allow me the joy of bowing to you and performing these 3 prostrations, Master? Go ahead.
Amitabha, I pay homage to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha.
Yes, Amitabha Buddha. That is wonderful, isn't it? Yes, indeed. If we practice and uphold the precepts for even 1 day, it is better than living for 100 years without knowing the Dhamma.
Yes. That is in the Dhammapada. Generally, living 100 years without practicing meditation is not equal to living 1 day of meditation. That is stated very clearly in the Dhammapada. Those who live in this world with greed, chasing after desires, even if they live 100 or 1,000 years, it is not equal to 1 day of meditation, because living by evil precepts and evil ways, leads to suffering. And for me, if I can attain liberation through 1 day of meditation, that is truly excellent. Amitabha Buddha, what does everyone think? Yes, one day of practice, I think, masters. And may the masters attain liberation first to save me. That is right, through karmic connection with the masters, yes, with enough conditions for liberation.
But I think living a long life is not as valuable as living a short life where we know the true Dharma and practice accordingly.
Yes, living a long life but spending an eon in hell. What is the point of living so long in such suffering?
Yes.
Yes, living in this world for a few decades is already suffering enough. People see it that way, but saying things about life is just because we are attached to it. As humans, we know that being human is beautiful. Everyone is like that. Yeah, they don't choose anything else. For instance, if someone knows the mind of a dog, or a louse, or the lives of sentient beings, they also prefer the life of a louse. They wouldn't want to be human. I also heard the Dhammapada story about how in the past there was a king whose queen passed away, and he missed her day and night, and then the wife was reborn as a louse right there. But even that louse preferred being a new louse.
When I am at school reciting sutras, my mind isn't focused on the text and wanders everywhere. Is there a way to observe it to steady my mind?
Yes, use the 4 foundations of mindfulness. Observe the body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. Yes, keep the precepts, or it jumps here and there. But when you are reciting and your mind wanders, temporarily stop the recitation. Switch to something else and wait until it is calm before you resume. Yes, Amitabha Buddha. Often, the religions we follow are like those passed down by our family traditions. For example, being born into a family means we are expected to follow that religion. But when we grow up and feel that there's something we don't quite resonate with, we don't really feel it, Master. Yes, if we move to another religion or a different path that we feel more drawn to. Would that be a problem, Master? Yes, I am the same way. At home, if parents follow religion because it's their set rule, that's their business, I won't speak on it. But for me personally, as you mentioned, that family
sets a standard. For me, parents gave me life and those are just ordinary people. Yeah, practicing patience at home is that debt of birth and upbringing that we can never fully repay. We must work all day and all night to show filial piety to our parents. But if we, follow what our parents teach and it doesn't lead to liberation from suffering and attachments, and we see another path, a different way to liberation that our parents don't have or cannot do, a path that surpasses what they taught us, one that brings more liberation, happiness, peace, and nirvana which they do not know, see, or reach, then we should follow that path to learn, because it is better than just following our parents' path and remaining trapped in that cycle. What our parents give us is what everyone experiences in life, but there are higher, better things that our parents haven't discovered yet, so if we know them, we should follow them. Yes, as the Buddha taught. Amitabha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, yes, Master and all the teachers present. Illusion, delusion, and ideal. How should I understand this correctly, Master? Ideals, in general, delusions and ideals. These things still belong to, craving, to discriminating thoughts, or whatever is called an ideal. For example, when I interact with others, they keep saying that the things you monks practice are just illusions. Yes, that those things are illusions.
And in my view, that is a goal, an ideal, a very clear ideal. So, is my understanding correct, Master?
Illusion, ideal, or whatever it may be, it all falls within that. Here, we only talk about whether people call it an illusion, not an illusion, or reality. This is called the truth.
Or not the truth. Delusion. Basically, let's say an ideal is the truth.
Definite reality. That is what is called a definite reality in life. There, truth cannot be spoken of. But for instance, when I speak, they say it's an illusion, things that aren't real, things that can't be true, or they call doing something differently an illusion. Right? Acting in an illusory way, living in an illusion, lacking reality. Yes, lacking definite reality. But I see this as the definite reality of life. Yes, it is the ideal, and as you said, Master, it is the truth. Like, suffering. Yes, this is the truth. There is no illusion at all. Yes, Amitabha. Who in this life says there is no suffering? In this world, everyone says there is no suffering. There is suffering. But there is the origin of suffering. There is a cause for suffering. That is absolutely true. Yes.
It is not an illusion. If anyone says this is an illusion, I won't go to them and tell them there is a different suffering, a different origin of suffering, or a different cessation of suffering, or a different path to the cessation of suffering. Saying such things is what is truly an illusion. Yeah, but suffering in life is real. It is so real that no one can deny it. Who says there is no suffering in life, except for the Arhats? Yeah, they have attained liberation through the path, so they have no suffering.
Some say that the end of suffering is the Buddha's path. Is that correct, teacher? Yes, the end of suffering is the Buddha's path. Yes, the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, taught the way to eliminate suffering. There is suffering, yes, indeed, and Buddha teaches